Picture this. It's 5:10 in the morning, and the sky over eastern Ukraine is still dark. The air is cold enough to sting your lungs, and the only thing louder than the wind is the sound of your own heartbeat. You're not a soldier. You're not here to fight. You're part of a rescue mission, one of the people sent in after shelling, drone strikes, or building collapses to pull survivors out before it's too late. And that distinction matters. Because when everyone else is running away, you're driving toward the smoke. You've been awake for almost 20 hours. Your clothes smell like diesel, dust, and stale coffee. Your boots are already muddy, and your gloves are stiff from yesterday's rain. In the back of the vehicle, there's a stretcher, medical kits, bolt cutters, thermal blankets, bottled water, and a radio that keeps crackling with broken signals. Nobody is talking much. That's normal. On missions like this, silence usually means one of two things. Either everything is under control, or it absolutely is not. The call came in less than an hour ago. A residential block near the city center took a direct hit. There were people trapped under the rubble. Maybe 2, maybe 10, maybe no one knows. That's how it usually starts. Confusion first, then urgency, then the race against time. You arrive at the site just after sunrise. The first thing you notice is the smell. Smoke, concrete dust, burned insulation, and something else you can never quite forget once you've smelled it the first time. The street is full of broken glass, twisted metal, and chunks of masonry scattered like somebody dropped the entire building from the sky. One side of the apartment block is missing. Balconies hang at impossible angles. Curtains move in the wind through open rooms that are no longer rooms. And then you hear it. A voice. Faint, tired, buried somewhere below all of it. That changes everything. Now, the mission becomes a countdown. The team splits into roles instantly. One person secures the perimeter. Another checks for secondary explosions. Someone else starts clearing debris by hand, while the medic listens for signs of shock, bleeding, or trapped limbs. You're given one task. Stay focused, move carefully, and don't make the situation worse. Because in a rescue mission, the biggest enemy is not just time, it's collapse. Every piece of debris could be load-bearing. Every wrong move could bring more of the structure down. So you work slow, even when every instinct in your body tells you to rush. There's a rhythm to it. Lift, pass, clear, listen, pause, call out, repeat. Then, after what feels like forever, you hear it again. A tapping sound. 3 short knocks from deep under the concrete. That's not just noise. That's life. That's someone telling you they're still there. The medic kneels down and calls out through the gap. "Can you hear me?" A pause. Then a weak response. "Yes." You don't celebrate. Not yet. Not until they're out. One of the hardest parts of these missions is that you often meet survivors before you see them. First, there's the voice. Then maybe a hand, a shoe, a piece of clothing. Then the person emerges slowly, covered in dust, barely able to stand, looking stunned that the world above is still there. Sometimes they cry. Sometimes they can't speak. Sometimes they apologize, as if being trapped under a collapsed building is somehow their fault. You tell them the same thing every time. You're okay now. We've got you. But the truth is, nobody here feels fully okay. Not really. Because everyone on the team knows what it takes to get this one person out. The hours of training, the risk of another strike, the fear that a building can still shift, the fact that all of you are exhausted, under pressure, and operating with total focus because there is no room for panic. By midday, the mission has changed shape. You're no longer just rescuing people. You're also helping sort the living from the dead, the injured from the uninjured, the stable from the critical. That sounds cold, but in a disaster zone, Triage is mercy. It means the people with the best chance get treated first. It means the people in the worst shape don't wait alone. A child is carried out wrapped in a thermal blanket. An older man is lifted onto a stretcher with a possible leg fracture. A woman with dust in her hair keeps asking if her dog is still alive. Nobody has an answer yet. And that's the emotional cost of the work. Not fear, not even exhaustion. It's the moments you cannot fix. The family who has to wait outside the wreckage. The person who keeps asking for someone who isn't coming back. The silence after a name is called and nobody answers. Still, you keep going. Because if you stop, people die. That's the simple truth underneath all the machinery, all the jargon, all the heroic language people use from far away. Rescue work is not glamorous. It's not clean. It's not cinematic. Most of it is hauling, checking, lifting, carrying, listening, waiting, and trying not to let your hands shake when you realize how close someone came to not making it. By evening, the operation begins to wind down. The site is quieter now. The smoke has thinned. The medics have moved the injured. The last survivors have been found. You sit on the back step of the vehicle for a minute, staring at the collapsed building, trying to process the fact that this is what your day became. Your body hurts in places you didn't know could hurt. Your shoulders are tight. Your knees feel like they've been replaced by gravel. You drink half a bottle of water in one go and still feel thirsty. And yet, despite everything, there's a strange relief sitting under all the fatigue. Because today, people lived. Not everyone, not always, but enough. And in a place where so much has been taken, saving one life can feel like pushing back against the dark itself. That's what your life looks like as part of a rescue mission in Ukraine. It's not about glory. It's not about medals. It's about showing up in the worst moment of someone's life and giving them a chance to have one more day, one more hour, one more breath. And sometimes that is enough.